Welcome, Maniacs!
To this week's Mayhem.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Jay.
And this week we're going to do some things a little different. But to start with, we are going to discuss the most exciting trailer to release this year for me. And probably the entire world. I'm just going to go and zoom.
Anyone over the age of like 25.
Oh yeah, it's like our childhood coming back to like
Yes.
relive. Lilo and Stitch, the first like real trailer finally got released. We got to look at literally every character, which is very exciting. I think that it's going to be amazing. I love that they made Stitch turn into a frisbee flying car wrecker.
The lava lamp killed me.
I don't think you're supposed to drink that. Continue to drink it. The one thing I'm only concerned is I hope she still gives him the coffee.
Oh my god,
And,
I
like,
know,
the
with the
baby
bottle. Yes.
We
yes.
even got the shirtless man with, instead of the ice cream cone, though, he had a snow cone.
Yeah, I hope we get to see Scrump. I
Yes.
haven't seen her yet. I have watched the trailer several times. I may have been a little excessive about it because there's certain details that I was worried that they weren't going to put in.
Randomly in the middle of the day, they don't have Bubbles tattooed on his knuckles.
Cobra Bubbles doesn't have the tattoos on his knuckles, and I don't know if it was just, because I zoomed in too far, or if I missed it.
I also had to ask her how she discovered this, and she goes, I just watched the trailer like 5 times over again, and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, also, all of Pleakley's disguises are women.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a man, so I'm okay with it. But I really hope they go as eccentric with his disguises.
I do think it's actually like a really smart thing, though, because technically Pleakley and Jumbo wear disguises the entire time. So the fact that they're they like use the disguises as humans of the actual actors.
CGI cut.
I was like, that's
bonus.
Freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
And like, I never would have assumed that they would do that. So if they don't do the women, I would be upset. But I think what they're doing with it
would be acceptable.
Is so smart.
But they still have to do eccentric clothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to say the eccentric clothing, some wigs.
They were wearing like the button-down Hawaiian shirts, which I also was like, okay, that doesn't
work. Are
work.
we going to wear Hawaiian shirts to the release?
I will be wearing everything I own Stitch possible,
Jesus
so there's
Christ.
no unlimited like resource of that for me.
Yeah, it's going to be intense, that release. I mean, still waiting for the pre-order to come available. Yeah. But I'm surprised it took so long for that trailer to come out.
I really wonder why it took so long.
I think they're trying to hide it as much as possible.
I mean, there's a lot that they revealed in that first one.
Lilo's so
precious.
Nani's beautiful.
Awful. It's awful how many people are not excited about Nani, but I think that because people are making fun of her for not being she's from Hawaii, but she wasn't raised there. It's like the whole controversy. Either way, I love David. I already love him. I think that it's changed. It's not the original, but it's still going to be sticking to this. It's not as dead on as like How to Train Your Dragon.
We got a glimpse. I know How to Train Your Dragon really.
It's gonna be scene by scene.
Blew it. Yeah. So we got a little glimpse of Merle too.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see that little girl. I'm excited to see
the whole like Hawaiian group class. I'm so excited.
The instructor looked fantastic, but
Stitch with the swimmies.
I just can't.
Yes.
It's so cute. When he hot wires the little Jeep.
Oh my god, which was hysterical because it was the trike in the beginning. Like, it was actually the trike, so it's even funnier that he hot wires it.
Yeah.
Like, the little changes they made, I'm not upset because, like, I don't like a live action when it's scene by scene exactly remade. You have to change it up, and what the little, like, things they're doing to modernize it a smidgen, I think are hysterical. And I'm not upset about it at all.
If you could be anyone in that series, like, just kind of going off the kind of rail, who would you want to be? Like, what character would you want to be?
Like, out of the experiments or in Lilo and Stitch in general?
In Lilo and Stitch in general.
Ooh, that's hard. I'd probably pick Stitch. I'm biased. I would want to be a destructive little blue monster that everyone loves. I would also probably be Stitch. I could also think I would be Stitch, but then I end up as Reuben. Oh boy, I was gonna say that. I'm probably the most Reuben out of us all.
Yes. I can make a mean sandwich.
I'd either be Reuben or Sparky.
Sparky, I can see it. I can see it. No, that's perfect.
Out of the series, yeah, that would probably be who I'd choose. I don't think I like all the actual characters, but I don't think I'd want to be any of them. I would rather be one of the experiments.
I would love to be an experiment, but at the same time, I would love to be Lilo.
Yeah, Lilo
I would love to have a best friend that's Stitch.
Yeah.
Just like thinking about how she had, such a hard, what was it? She's like 7, right?
She's definitely
little.
younger than like 8.
She's had such a rough time, and I actually saw a really cool conspiracy thing about it. I'm really into it, conspiracies today. Sorry, we're gonna get into it. That's why we're getting a little frisky with this one. Okay. But They're trying to say that Lilo and Nani's parents were CIA. That's why the dad in the picture has the glasses identical to Cobra Bubbles.
I know. I wouldn't be surprised because there has been prior theories of that why they were already like under the scope of Cobra Bubbles.
Yeah.
That's been an ongoing theory, and so that would I think that
it'd be cool.
It would make sense, but it has been an ongoing theory of that.
At least their dad.
Huh?
At least the dad.
Yeah, and because that was what everyone's original question was in the first like Lilo and Stitch is why Cobra Bubbles, who was past like history, turned into a alien verse like child
Men in Black kind of thing situation.
Yeah, but also a CPS person. So I think
from alien care to CPS.
Yeah, I think that it's like he's CPS for previous CIA agents, like children. Like
that's what I'm thinking too.
That was one that was released when people were like really deep diving into it when it first came out, and then it's been an ongoing like recurring thing. So I wonder if they'll actually like emphasize on that. All I know is I really want the scene where Lilo's drowning her friends in hula school in pickle juice.
Oh my goodness.
Leave me alone to
My
die.
friends need to be punished.
Call me if you need help. Yep. And just takes the card and just continues to shake the friends in there or punch the fish.
Oh, I hope they.
If they don't open up with that or scene, open with Hawaiian roller coaster ride, I'm gonna be so sad.
I just want to see her with the sandwich and like in a baggie or something. You know?
I definitely understand it'd be like a hard scene to film with her, but at the same time, I feel like the little girl's so excited to be Lilo, she would have done anything that they were like wanting to try.
The acting that she has portrayed so far and being such a young actress.
She's fully embodying Lilo.
She is Lilo. Yes. I don't think she looks perfect for the role. I like the little outfits they have on her, and they even do little ponytails on
yeah. I think, and that's another thing, I feel like people are going to be really critical over like the clothing, but they think that they're still keeping it, like the overalls with the red underneath, I think is a perfect segue. It's a good segue because I would not want to be a little girl acting in a dress where most of the angles are going to be shooting up at you.
Exactly. Exactly. and she's young.
Yes. I was like, she's definitely the age of Lilo. So I think that I'm so excited. I'm curious of like what next kind of trailers we're going to get. The only thing I'm concerned about, and I think it's just because it's still in like the final stages, is Pleakley, and I think it's because we only saw Pleakley when he changed back into human, is the CGI was a little off.
Yeah, I think that might have been just because it was a quick snippet.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, because if not, I'm hoping, because he kind of looked like dead.
Alien Empress, though,
she looked amazing.
She was good.
And so did all the others.
We didn't get to see her face a lot, but yeah, I mean, I think they really pulled it from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
I think they pulled the CGI.
It looked like the Death Star when you first opened it and turned into the Death Star.
I know. That ship looks great.
It looks just like that one.
I'm excited. No matter what. I know it's already getting a lot of hate for unknown reasons. I mean, it's a child's movie.
I mean, people hated on all the other movies that are released from Disney remakes. They've hated on The Lion King. They've hated on Mufasa. They've hated on Maleficent. They've hated on all of them. So it's just like...
That certain group just needs to...
back down.
Chill out.
We've been waiting on this remake since it was announced like 8 years ago.
We've been waiting for a live action Stitch. I mean, I think you and I could count. It can't even count. It's countless amount of times that we've actually watched Lilo and Stitch.
I could probably quote that entire movie without watching it.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I've absolutely seen it.
I can also do it in the Stitch voice, which is even scarier.
I've also seen it.
Yeah.
I've been forced.
I have been waiting. Like, it was teased at the Super Bowl. Like, when we were talking about the commercials, it was teased that I was going to get a trailer. Of course, I love that Stitch ran across the entire field. Like, that was definitely
But it wasn't
the trailer we were promised. If we don't get a snippet of him trying to eat the apple from Snow White in the next few weeks of that release, I'm going to be so mad.
And that's why I think they're not going to release another trailer. I think if they do, it's going to be very small, very short, and very quick. And they're going to keep doing the teasers because they don't want to spoil too much.
You know where I could see it being like a big trailer being shown in the end is the beginning of Thunderbolts because it's still Disney.
When does the Thunderbolts come out?
May 2nd. May 3rd.
And that comes out the 28th?
23rd. It's a Memorial Day weekend. I do know that. I don't know if that's the 20th.
May 2nd is Thunderbolts.
Yeah. I know it's the beginning of May because I know Thunderbolts is closer to the 7th.
Yeah.
And then I know that Lilo and Stitch live action's released on Memorial Day weekend. So... yes. So it'd be funny if like a final trailer was released in the previews for Thunderbolts.
That it might be released then, and I think we're only gonna get two trailers.
I mean, we'll probably get like different variants of that original trailer with a few things added in.
Yes, I agree with that. I think we might get it's slight variances.
Yes, because I mean, speaking of Thunderbolts, they just released that newest trailer.
Oh yeah, that final trailer,
which I'm excited for Thunderbolts no matter what.
Oh yeah.
I know it's not the Thunderbolts cast we wanted, but it's the one we're getting, and I'm happy with what we have. I think that based on that final trailer, there's something that's going to happen that we're not ready for.
Oh, I completely agree.
I think that they're teasing more about like Void and Bob more than they're leading on, because there's going to be something else that happens that's not as important as
him. I think that's the asterisk. It's not Bob. Bob is not the asterisk. I don't think that...
I know, but we've been
saying... I'm agreeing with you. Yeah. I'm agreeing with you. I think that asterisk is meaning something else, and I think that's what that is.
Yeah. Yes. Because they've been teasing him more and more of his like powers and stuff, which is so surprising because it took us forever to even get a snippet of Red Hulk.
Oh my God, it took forever.
So I feel like there's going to be some other aspect of it that we're missing.
Yeah, and Sentry is so huge, and so is Void, and there's only so many people who can take them down.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I feel like it's either going to be a setup that we're not ready for, or it's going to go into them finding out something that they aren't supposed to find out, and then that ends up even worse for them.
Yes.
And Sebastian, Bucky, is being like, I feel like he constantly gets manipulated, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was again.
I just hope they don't take him out.
He's signed for a Freeman movie, so we should still have him. I will be if I leave that theater and Bucky dies or Yelena dies, I will be so angry. I will be livid. You will not hear the end of that from me.
This is going to be fun.
I will be or if they no, I'd be fine with anyone else being eliminated. I'd even be fine with the Guardian getting taken down.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's happening.
Oh, I know. I think
that he's going to be one of the first ones because it's going to be one of Void's first victims, and that's when they realize that that's
because they even go, we're not prepared for this in like one of the main trailers. Yeah. They're like, we're not the Avengers.
Mm-hmm. No, it's either that or he's going to like catch Ghost in the midst of her transition.
Yeah,
and as soon as they figure out that he can catch her, that's something in pivotal is going to happen with one of the big characters that they're showing, and it's going to be against Void.
Oh yeah, I know. I think I have a bad feeling, and I'm not ready for that bad feeling. So then I need Lilo and Stitch after that to heal my soul.
We'll see, because you know what, Love and Thunder, I thought they were going to have a lot more added into it. I thought we were going to use something more with Gore, and they really didn't. So I mean, we could be completely wrong. Because he was the one who took.
Or we could hope that they learn from their mistakes.
Well, let's see. I mean, Watiki's not a part of it, so I think we should be good, but
yeah,
we'll find out.
I know it's not, like, it's so stupid to like this part, even though it makes me mad that it's in it, but I still love this scene where they're playing on the Xbox. He goes, tell this guy not to bully me. He goes, this is the God of Thunder. If I will come there and hunt you. Like, I know it's the stupidest scene. But it's just so great.
It's like, isn't it like a little kid that's bullying him too?
Yeah, it's like a 12-year-old. You tell your mom. It's like an Anchorman meets Thor moment. And I hate that it's in there. I kind of wish it would have been like a deleted scene. But I still don't regret that being in there.
No. There's some good clippets. I just also have a thing with Thor being a funny man.
You tell me. You tell your mom that I will take my hammer and shove it right up here. There's so many ways I could have gone.
Jesus.
It's great. I don't know. I definitely am curious to see what's going to happen. I'm very happy that we finally got the trailer. Stitch is my spirit animal. I love him so much.
Yeah, he's a good one.
He is a creature that I wish actually existed. It's kind of like up there with like Pokemon. I wish they existed too.
Oh yeah. I mean, we've gone on so many tangents of like what universe you would want to live in.
It's so hard to choose. I don't know if I could choose one.
I know, because I mean, what are some of the ones that we were talking about? Like, if you could choose, I know it was Pokemon.
I said Althea, surprisingly. The Winx. Yes. That would be a fun one. I think that would be a unique universe.
Or Hogwarts.
I don't know if I'd want to be in the realm of superheroes just because my luck, I'm going to like buy a brand new house and then Thor's going to just come down and destroy it.
Yeah, because like it's also a two-parter question of would you have superpowers?
Yeah, That's true.
Or would you be a human in a superpower world? Because I don't think I'd want to be a normal human in a superhuman world.
Well, it's back
or
to
a metahuman.
our original statement of like the super serum. Would you take that, or would you rather have vampire mortality and stuff like that?
Oh, I would. Okay, hold on. Going on this one. So, the vampire morality and immortality. I'm sorry, and
like,
living forever.
Morals?
They have no morals.
They have morals.
Or the superpowers. I would choose superpowers. I don't want to live forever. Or super serum.
Mm-hmm. To have the extended period, but then you're like, all right, off me now. Take me out.
Yeah.
Sniper, right here.
Take me out. No, I mean, I think that's always such a like crazy question.
Well, the crazier one is like you have the super serum, you have immortality, and then you have like Wolverine and like Deadpool who regenerate so fast.
Yeah.
And you're just like, would that be better? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's so tough. Like, I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking
because like you have super serum, but that doesn't mean that you heal that well.
Yeah.
Or you could be like Deadpool and Wolverine who just regenerate with the extended lifespans. So it's like
it's a toss up.
It is a toss up.
I would definitely not want to live forever. I'm not one of those people.
It's like if you were an animal, which one would it be?
Okay. Should I start with my conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
I have been questioning this all day.
She wouldn't even ask me it. This is now the first time hearing this for the first time too.
Yes. Because it's Thoughts with Jay. Welcome. So if you believe in reincarnation, which stuff, and you get reincarnated as different animals, and then you can, or humans, however your life ended and how you lived it would be the life that you'd go into next.
Have to sneeze. I'm so sorry.
Sneeze. Watermelon.
It won't
Pickles.
let me.
Stare at the light.
No, because it always backfires on me. I can't see for 10 years.
What if you got to keep an attribute from one of those, not one of them, but every single life that you've lived, you got to keep an attribute from that life?
Would you want to keep an attribute or a memory?
Attribute.
I don't know, memories would be pretty cool. I would want to know what a dinosaur looked like.
I'm saying like animals, like, like 9 lives of a cat.
That would be pretty cool.
Well,
it's funny because there's an anime that actually has the cat thing with the 9 lives.
Yeah.
And it's where the oldest cat, or the cat on like its final life, is considered like the alpha.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who rule all the other cats who still have their lives. That would be interesting. If that actually was like a thing, that would be really cool. What trait would I keep? Like,
if you were ever a dog, it'd be sense of smell or hearing.
The smell would be interesting. I don't know. The smell would be cool and weird at the same time because, like, dogs technically their brains work differently. Like, smell is more of their memory than, like, anything else.
That's what I'm saying, though. And then that would affect your life next. Isn't that crazy, though? I'm just, thinking about things because what else do I have to do in my life?
What if you were like a penguin in a previous life and you come back with black and white hair?
I mean, there's people who have it, the birthmarks.
Yeah. It's just like your hair is just like it from what's his face from Fruits Basket. Prove it.
Haru.
Dark Haru. I really don't know what I would choose.
That's the thing, you wouldn't be able to choose though.
Or what I would want.
It's because that's like my calamitous. I could have been a frog in a past life.
That would be freaking hysterical.
Mm-hmm. Superpower, hyperhidrosis on the hands.
It's just little do you know it's actually acid. Everything you eat by its.
I would be so.
That's your superpower. What if based on previous traits is what your superpower is? You'd be freaking Toad.
And you'd be a bird.
Probably. I'd be Huck.
You'd be Kevin.
I would be Kevin.
Flamboyant and tall. And awkward.
I'm a prehistoric bird that went extinct because of its own stupidity. Got reincarnated as a girl with so many issues that her body doesn't want to thrive to the age it's supposed to make it to. I was a dinosaur. Like, that would be interesting. Like, what if that... So back... Well, I guess with the memory thing, can you imagine if you're reincarnated as anything, like, keep going through, can you imagine if you kept a memory from everything you were? So you could have been an animal, you could have been a human, you could have been a rock. a tree. Can you imagine the memory you keep as a tree is when you get chopped down?
Oh, it'd be terrible.
Would you feel like that, like ghost pain of like being chopped in half?
Oh, I
My
have
legs!
comments, but I have that are not
My legs!
exactly. Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, come back as like a paraplegic. That would be interesting.
That'd be nuts.
That would be weird. Like if how you
Or
died.
like that. That's how like somehow in time in your life, yeah, that same thing would happen to you too.
Yeah, like the first way you die keeps repeating into your life in a different way of how you come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like like if you're born as a human first, you get poisoned. You come back and you get like food poisoning consistently, or like your allergy is the thing that
You're a poisonous frog.
or you're like your food allergy is what you like come back with is like the poison that killed you first.
Cinnamon took me out.
That would be an interesting concept of like constant things that come, or like you.
That's why the birthmark theory
Yeah.
is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I swear Chris was attacked by an animal.
Probably because my brother's entire birthmark takes up his whole leg. It has since he was a kid, and it's just grown with him. Oh my gosh, which always makes me think of how much he's used it in his way. So like when we were the basketball thing, when he got asked. So we were in a tournament. I think I've mentioned this before, where we were in a tournament. And
I love this story.
People thought that he had a prosthetic leg, and it turns out that he didn't. He just had a sleeve because the skin of it's really
super
thin.
sensitive, super sensitive.
And so that would be really funny if he kept the memory of like the previous attack. He was like, "Oh no, I got attacked in this leg, but I kept it." He would use that in so many ways.
Yes, he would. He still does to this day.
Oh yes, I can only imagine though. What if you were reincarnated and you had like, as soon as you were born, you had like a split second to choose the memory you kept from your previous.
Ooh.
Like your entire infancy, you don't know, but like you are able to like keep the one memory that sticks with you.
Oh.
That would be an interesting concept. And then once you like reach where like kids can start talking, like it instantly like locks into place if all your previous memories are all unlocked.
What if they are, and that's why we have favorite things?
You know what?
And we can't explain them.
Ooh, that'd be true. Or why deja vu happens. You know,
I think deja vu happens because of multiverse theory.
Yeah, probably. It also makes me wonder, what would you do if you had a death day?
Fuck. If you knew what day you were going to die, I don't even know.
Well, we were talking, this is getting a little dark, but we were talking the other day, because they're in the show The Rookie. It's one of my favorites. One of our favorite shows.
Oh, yeah.
With the main character, Chen, one of them, yeah. One of them. She gets kidnapped, and the serial killer is copycatting a previous serial killer that they're like obsessed with, but his thing is he tattoos their day of death on them. So when they're found from being buried or whatever, they see the day that they died and they know when he like tacked. And so like when Chen gets kidnapped, she gets saved and rescued, but she still has the tattoo on her.
Yep.
Can you imagine keeping that on your body? But imagine if that was true.
Would you cover it or would you keep it?
But that's the thing. Like, what if you had your death day and you cheated it? Like, you were able to get out of it. Would it change? Or would you just live the rest of your life, like, be like, it could happen today?
Would you become like a holy person?
Or, like, what happens if you die before your death day? That'd be ironic. Well, you mentioned, this is nothing to joke about, but we were talking about in like the concentration camps how they labeled or they numbered people. They tattooed their identity number. They became not a human to them. What if they would have done that? That would be a whole nother form of like torture.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying. That'd be a torture, especially if you had a kid and it immediately came out and you saw it only had 2 days.
Oh my gosh, knowing that your infant wouldn't make it. Oh, I didn't even think
that would
I didn't
rip
even think about
me
that.
apart.
What if? Well, I guess it wouldn't work because kids unfortunately do pass from other things easily.
Oh yeah.
Like, what if your death day, like, what if you make it to your 10th birthday, that's the day your death day appears on your arm? Because it's like that book, Beautiful Creatures. They have
the tattoo. Yeah. Oh, man.
Can you imagine that theory of what would the world turn into, like, The Purge?
Probably.
At that point, like, if you have one more day to live, what do you have to lose?
Yeah, exactly. What if like the last year, and that's like because obviously it's documented what your day is. What if that year before you're taken and put into a facility, and that way you can't, but it's at a random time in that year, and you will never know.
Yeah.
Or like some point in your life before that date you're taken.
Or what if your social security number was your death day?
Holy shit.
We just went full on topic there.
Boof.
Well, it's weird because this is also a thing. In Outlander, there's a part where the daughter of her mother, who is back in the past with her love Jamie, she finds a newspaper clipping explaining the year that her parents are supposed to die. Would you go back in time if you had? So she has the ability to travel in time, travel like her mom does.
Yeah,
and she traveled back. She traveled back to the future so she could continue living her life.
Yeah,
and she found out that she found the death day, or she found the death year. She didn't know what. She knew what it was. It was like a fire or something. I don't remember the full specifics.
Yeah,
but she knew the year, and so she was like, "That's like in a year from when I left them, because their years like synced."
Yeah.
To they were like, oh my god, just hands down. And so she goes back in the book to like warn her parents, and they end up not perishing in it.
Push your thing, and you push the cord out. Right. Oh.
Just throw it.
Sorry.
Would you, if you had the ability to go back and save the person, your parents, would you? Not based on your previous piercings. Like, if you're a person you truly cared about.
Yeah. Honestly, you want to hear something crazy? I wouldn't.
I don't know if I would. I don't know what my choice would be.
I am not going to play Universe, and if it's their time to go, it's their time to go, and I don't feel like it's my part to be able to play a judgment role in that. That's the crazy thing, is that because you hear a lot of people say, yeah, I would save that person. Yeah, I would do that. But you're messing with the butterfly effect then. They've
already messed with it with her going back in time, though. Because she's not supposed to be there.
Yes and no. Yes, if she did it right, it'd be fine, but I know she didn't. And she messed with things. She scrambled them eggs. But no, I mean, I don't... Because what if you save that person, and then the next day, they cause a massive pileup on accident? Yeah. Like, something about them causes something, a freaking, like, Final Destination to happen.
In this case, it's a massive pileup of horse-drawn carriages. Sorry.
Stop, Nelly, stop! No!
Starts saying, throwing people off of her. It's an interesting concept, because she did, and they didn't and of course the story, this was like book 5, 6, it's like 8 series, or 8 book series.
7.
It's like one of those, something of those. But like, it's like playing God.
Exactly.
But at the same time, they're already messing with it by going back and forth as it is. So it's just like, at what point do you, like, not?
Oh, yeah. Like, there's the whole theory of, like, or you talk to somebody and they're like, if you could go back in time, would you go back in time and, just because we already brought it up, kill Hitler before he did everything?
Deadpool did that for us.
Yes, it would. I know, right? Sorry. It would help, and it would have saved a lot of strife.
But someone else would have probably still done it.
Something in history has to happen.
Well, that's the crazy thing. It's always like a chain reaction of things.
Exactly.
Well, then there's also the theories of people saying, like, people going back in time.
And I'm not saying genocide's okay at all. I'm just gonna I just need to throw that out there. It's not okay.
That wasn't in context.
I know, but it's in my head like, oh my god, people are gonna think I'm like genocide.
No! Immediately written off from society. It wouldn't have been past us. Anyways, getting written off immediately. Not genocide.
I'm already off that wheel.
I had a statement there that was really good. You're good. Oh my god. So puppies.
But no,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I don't have I was just gonna keep going.
I just think it's playing the creator, because I'm not gonna use that name, because I'm crazy.
You're not really helping the defending the whole genocide thing.
I know. I just don't feel like putting a label on it makes the creator the all-time being. I mean, he could be the all-time being. They could have been. Anyways, that's a whole different podcast. I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't be right to play that. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's not my choice if someone lives or dies.
Well, then that's the whole thing of people like talking about superheroes. If they exist, people would treat him as a god, because Superman was considered a god. Thor is a god.
We both know I'd be a villain.
You'd be like Poison Ivy.
I would have my own personal island, and no one would mess with me. And if they tried, I would then cause
It's like issues. It's like what's his face from Megamind, where he's just like, I just want to live in peace.
Yes, exactly.
And he like killed himself off, and so he didn't have to keep being a superhero anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Magneto, but less murderous intent towards humans.
And creating 2 children that are terrifying to the world.
Polaris is dope.
Yeah, but also so is Scarlet Witch, and they both can easily destroy your mind.
Yes.
Quicksilver's just fast. He's like, hey, what's up? I got deuces. I'm just named after a metal that my father can consume. Stop. Speaking of superpowers and you possibly being Poison Ivy, we said this the other day. You know in Sky High when What's-Her-Face gets labeled as a sidekick even though she could control plants?
What's her name? Penelope? Or something? Is it a flower?
Probably. I just can't think of it. But you know who I'm talking
about. Yeah.
I think that would be I don't think that would be a sidekick power. I feel like having control of plants.
It would be awesome. Because it doesn't mean that you have to just create normal daisies and sunflowers. Hell no.
You would create. It's like
Nightshade, motherfuckers.
It's what's her face from Encanto, the sister who creates flowers and decides she could discover she can just
throw cactuses at people.
Exactly. Like she discovered she could do so much more with it. That could be so bad. And then her sister's like, I'm never gonna piss you off again, even though her other sister has super strength.
Oh yeah, no.
What she's more scared of is the plant sister.
Exactly. I would be.
Well, I also think based on that theory that it's very accurate that plants should be scary because based on the show The Last of Us.
Oh, speaking of The Last of Us, they just came out with a new trailer.
I
did not mean to hit you that
You're
hard.
fine. I was like straight on my kneecap, so that's why I was like a solid smack.
I was like, I really tapped.
It's right. That's also the gunshot wound in me, so it's fine. I can't have anything worse to it than that.
No. That trailer was bananas.
It was insane. But I'm also like curious because I love that video. Okay, so full disclosure, I am absolutely deathly afraid of zombies. I know they don't exist that we know of. I am terrified of zombies, but I love
knocking on wood.
The video game The Last of Us
Terrifying.
Because it's just so good.
Great storyline. Fantastic storyline. I like the plot a lot.
Yes.
Terrifying to think that actually can be a thing.
It's based off of the actual thing of like the fungus that can control insect carcasses.
Yeah.
It's based on an actual thing.
And the only reason why it's not going any further now is because it's based on heat.
And we haven't had people like fully experimenting on it that we know of. But it's a very real possibility of something that would happen based on any of our previous knowledge of zombie movies.
So what you're telling me is if I did have like that poison ivy ability to create like plants and stuff like that, do you think you could create an army of that? Could you create The Last of Us with that power?
I could see it being like
my
the fungus
God.
guys, the clickers.
Would you be able to control them then?
Probably. That's the whole basis of like controlling. You can make an army of anything. It's like people who talk about
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
That'd be insane. Can you imagine just a bunch of like flower head plants coming at you, but they have like jagged teeth and trying to kill you?
Like the fucking demigorgons? I'm saying that word a lot today. I'm sorry, guys.
I was like, Demogorgon?
No.
I shot the other word. I was like, what if you said Demogorgons? No, that would be terrifying. But yes, you are very accurate. That would be the full. If you think that of a peak of a power of that would probably creating an army of that. It's like Squirrel Girl. She's pretty strong because she can control squirrels.
Would she be able to control the squirrels if the squirrels were attacked and had the fungus?
Probably. She could probably use that fungus and manipulate it to help her. Whole theory.
Yeah, I have questions.
Oh, there's multiple questions in my brain. I just decided not to use them because it's probably going to put me in an insane asylum.
What's your superpower? Well, I got questions.
I found out I can control army fungus that can turn things into zombies.
I'm really excited about
that. Would be the power we get stuck with. The one that would get us immediately off.
Yep. Like freaking going back to book talk, having in some type of mental segment.
From Fourth Wing? Yeah, that's true. That would be... I actually thought about that. I was like, that's very comparable, but I didn't bring that up. Good point. Excellent. A+.
First try.
My other question to you is, remind me, did you watch the first season of The Last of Us?
Nope, because I'm absolutely terrified of that situation happening.
I am too, but I freaking couldn't not because I love the video. It's the one like exception to like I guess because it's not like true zombies in my head. But The Last of Us first video game it ends exactly how the first season ends. Mm-hmm. The second season is going to be based on the second game, which I'm curious how they're going to stick to that accuracy because technically, spoiler, if you've not seen it or watched the video, technically they don't stay together the whole time.
No.
And that's what I'm curious how, because it's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
It's dad.
It's Daddy.
How can we like lose him? And so I'm curious.
I was say because does he get in the first?
Yes, because I mean, in the end of it, he literally said, "Screw you guys! I'm not going to help you find a cure and take." Which I get, like she would have been sacrificed for. I hate to say it, the greater good, but he said no and killed everybody.
And that's the one thing I have an issue with as well. Going back to the playing God part. Creator. Would you sacrifice one to save many?
Well, I would feel like it'd have to be their choice. But
I would sacrifice if I knew that if I sacrificed myself for the greater good that would benefit everyone else. Hell yeah.
I would do it if it was me.
Hell
if
yeah.
I had to be the one to do it to somebody else, I would give them the full information, which they don't do to her. They tell her, we're going to use you because you could be the cure.
Yeah.
They don't tell her they're going to kill her. That's when he finds out that they're going to kill her. And he goes, you didn't tell her any of this. Like, that's not... And so that's why he takes her. And the problem is he kills everybody. He like kills the last of the doctors and scientists.
Smart.
And so the whole plot of the second game is I can't remember if it's like a daughter or someone who was part of that facility is seeking revenge against them because of him killing everybody.
Nice.
And so that's what I'm curious how that's because they casted her. They casted the girl who's supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious when we actually see her because we saw her in the trailer technically. But I'm curious what episode they're gonna bring her in because there's only gonna probably be like 8 to 10, if that.
Yeah, I think it's like I read it and said 8.
And they're gonna be like hour-long episodes. So it's like, what is their like key factor in this?
Yeah,
and how long he's gonna stay? Because as soon as he's eliminated, people are like, how dare you kill him? And you're like, it's supposed to happen.
Play the game.
It's supposed to happen like the first 5 minutes of the first episode. So
yeah,
that's the crazy thing. The other question I have for you. Would you want to live through a zombie apocalypse?
Like, see if I could help create the new utopia or, like, new life or, like...
So, base question.
Yeah.
Would you, if we found out, like, there was announcements all the news, zombie apocalypse, would you want to try and survive? Or would you just be like, take me?
So, honestly, that would be... It would depend. It would depend on if it could be contained or not. If it can be contained, yes. If it can't be contained, and it's like all outbreak, and it's like hell is breaking loose throughout cities, shit's just going down, nah.
I would probably...
No.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Would my fear overrun that is my question. I don't know if I would want to... So, like, there's different types of perspectives of it, because you technically have it where everyone starts getting, like, tested and scanned, which turns into mass chaos.
Yeah.
And, of course, then you're like, who... of you, like, it's like a who can you trust kind of thing. It's like you can appear normal, but you don't realize the virus is already attacking you, and then they turn on you, the one person that you think you're going to stay with, and they're the ones like, ha. Exactly.
I mean, if I did, and it was like a forced upon situation, which, obviously you can get out of the situation if you didn't want to be in the situation. I know exactly where I would go and what fortress I would have.
Please tell the world what fortress you would choose.
I'm going to Disneyland. I'm taking over the castle. Disney World, and I'm taking over the castle. It's my fortress. I'm taking it.
Let's hear the checklist of what it has that you think is reasonable for it to be a fortress.
It has a moat.
Yes.
It has it has high ground. It has moats. It already has fenced around, guarded because it's a freaking park and easier to be able to
you have 2 moats technically because it's surrounded by the water too, like the actual Bay Lake and stuff.
Exactly. And it's so easy to take down those bridges and just be able to build a drawbridge or a way to get across. Hell yeah. And then I'm finding gators and I'm putting them bitches in the water.
Well, I mean, they're already there.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to lure them in because they're going to be my friends.
Hello, Everglades.
There's several areas for turrets. There's several areas for that. There's already a zip line up there.
In case you need escape on an emergency basis.
Exactly.
The only time you'll have Jay actually zip line is when zombies are climbing up her Disney castle to get out of her, and she's going to have the Tinkerbell costume and everything.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's very accurate. I think it's a very reasonable thing. I think that the mass hysteria, you aren't going to be the only person who thinks about that.
No, I know.
If you're going to die, the best
I'll wait a little bit. I'll go on the coast, go on a boat, hang out in the water for a little bit.
Until they're eliminated, and then you go and do your tactics.
Exactly. I played at Fortnite. I know. I know when to seize the castle.
Just be the Epcot ball. On the ride, just ongoing.
Hell yeah.
My other thought process is technically there's a restaurant in there too, so you'd have food access.
They also have a garden system that's already made and already it's the hydroponic systems. Mm-hmm. So it's already relayed and it's already built and established, so it's easier to maintain.
I just meant in the castle itself, you have a suite, you have a restaurant.
That's true.
And you have everything else you'd possibly need there. So yeah, you'd be pretty well guarded.
Yeah. It's already hard as hell to get into that castle, so I mean, I feel like it'd be beneficial.
Look at you refraining yourself from using the bad words.
I'm trying.
I definitely haven't thought about where I'd go because I'm doing great with this microphone today.
Yeah, you're fighting it.
I really don't know if I'd want to. I probably would see, like you said, go through the mass hysteria.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I would survive a quiet place situation with those
Hell no. A bird box situation?
I feel like if it was normal zombies, I would be more the fungus ones. No. Like if I was in The Last of Us, I would be terrified because they can go underground too. Like they burrow themselves.
No.
And that's the crazy. So The Last of Us actually made me really think. This is what made me think of it because they are plants. They can attach to each other to become a colossal plant zombie. Mm-hmm. They are blind though and only go off of sound, so it's kind of like a Quiet Place situation, but they're not sound based where they're going to come out of kind of, but not quite
like a predator situation.
Quiet Place.
Yeah.
But they also can go underground. So you can be walking in a field and all of a sudden they're like, hey, and just come out. And that,
because they feel the vibrations.
Yes, is the terrifying part. I think that would be worst case scenario for me as a zombie.
Yeah. Like World War Z kind of situation where they're
yeah.
If they're the fast ones, absolutely not.
Oh God, can you imagine
the mutated ones?
Run one?
No. If we're going Resident Evil style, absolutely not. Nope.
I guess the base would be Walking Dead situation because that's definitely
I don't understand how The Walking Dead, that whole zombie situation wasn't taken care of because they're so slow.
Yeah.
I mean, dang, son.
Atomic bomb it.
Honestly, start a fire.
But it's so many scenarios of different things. And then you have I know this is silly, but you have warm bodies.
Yeah, can you train them? Can you fall
can they fall? Can they have their heart come back?
Yeah. Or a Fido situation where you put a collar on them. That's an older movie. It's a very niche.
Can you imagine the one zombie having no feeling in its neck, so it's eradicated? So it's irrelevant to have that.
I'm sorry. What was that? Did you say eradicated?
I did. That was my word.
Did you say eradicated, Courtney?
Yes, I did. You're an embarrassment.
You should be eradicated.
You're an absolute.
Potato. You're not invited to my castle.
You're an absolute potato.
Oh, that is an insult.
It is. That's a great one.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I would rather be a potato than a jackass. Someone call me a potato. I'm thank you. Am I deep fried and stick fork?
Oh my God, you
am I mashed?
Different ways.
Don't make me scalloped. I'll be pissed.
Scalloped potatoes. It's gross. It's weird.
But there's so many different situations of it. It's but you also threw this in my. I've had this thrown in my face. I'm allergic to red meat and pork.
Oh yeah. I question this about her.
Yeah. Would you like to ask me again?
So, yes, actually I do. Thank you. So,
floor is yours.
First off, go ahead and explain your allergy.
I'm allergic to red meat and pork, which means I can't eat beef or I can't eat pig. I have not discovered any other. You'd be surprised how many people ask me what animals that is. I have not discovered any other meat-related allergies that I know of. But
so your body can't process the proteins.
I can't process. So it's almost like having alcohol poisoning. I can't process or break down the certain protein in it, so it has to come back out, basically. And I get extreme food poisoning. It's not fun.
It's if a zombie ate normal people food instead of brains.
Yeah, basically.
She's a zombie.
So this one threw this in my face.
So what happens then? So if you, especially
the only meat I haven't technically tried eating is a human being. Clarification.
That we know of.
I would just make me think the Sebastian Stan movie with what's her face, and I'm freaked out by that one.
So if you were a zombie, would your allergy still affect you?
I don't know, but my freaking luck, I'd be allergic to humans.
That would be so. Would you die, or would you what would happen? I am so curious.
Because I'm already technically dead.
Exactly.
Would I just dead?
If you're a zombie, does your allergy still affect you?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out because I'm terrified of zombies. I'd be terrified of myself.
Peanut allergy.
Well, that's the other thing.
Swollen.
In the zombie apocalypse, would you accept your fate as a zombie? or in that final seconds you
like
have.
Get scratched like purposely or
Yeah.
get like nibbled. I don't want a full bite. Just nibble me. Don't you?
Right here.
I swear to God, if you take a whole bite, I'm mad.
I want this chunk. But that's the thing. Like, if you get bit by a zombie and you have like those few seconds of clarity, would you just be like, no, take me down, or would you live on a zombie?
Would you be able to? Ooh, are you like? How crappy would it be if you were a zombie and if you could still cognitively like process what's going on, but you couldn't move? Like it was like a locked in syndrome.
Oh, it makes me think like Warm Bodies, where he like couldn't talk, but he was conscious still of everything around him.
No, I want a locked in situation
Just
where
can't move.
Like it's your body's on autopilot and you can't move your hands the way you want to, even know how.
So the virus takes over your body, but not your mind.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. Yes.
And you have no willpower. You just like you're sitting there fighting, trying to say something, and you can't.
You can't do anything. That would be probably more terrifying, and I want to be eliminated. I don't want to keep seeing that stuff happen. I don't want to keep living.
I don't want to keep eating humans. Maybe.
Unless it's that one person you're like, I'm going to take them down, and then I might off myself.
Zombie body, you better go quicker. You better catch this mofo.
There's one person. Just one person I want you to get. After that, we're done. Our relationship is over.
It's like the demon possessing the body. I don't want it here. Why is there so much pain?
It's the meme where it's like, welcome to my inner sanctum. I don't want to be here anymore.
You chose to possess us.
Or no, it's the phone call. You called an exorcist? No. And the demon comes out. I did.
Get me out.
Now. It's like a Venom situation. Take me. The demon just pops out. Starts, have you met this person? I did not get a full biography before I accepted her as my person.
The joint pain.
The mental
This
illness.
one won't eat anything besides coffee and
and monsters. Red Bulls.
Don't say it's coffee and Red Bull for me.
This one lives off of fish and bad choices. Has a real
You said sushi?
real weird obsession with rice and fish.
You just love sushi.
I
I've
do.
never met somebody who likes sushi more than her.
The funny thing is, I have gotten food poisoning from sushi twice. When I was younger, which made me hate it as a kid, so I never ate it as a kid. And then as I got older, I was like, why the heck did I give this up? All right, because it tried killing me twice.
Everything's trying to kill you, Courtney.
I also got food poisoning from shrimp, and I live in Florida. That was the worst. Actually, no, the worst one
Poor
was chicken.
Ashley's allergic to shrimp.
The worst one was chicken fingers.
McDonald's got me. We were kids. Remember when Walmart had the McDonald's inside of it?
Yeah, that was like the best days.
That gave me food poisoning.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Those are like the best because you put up with a whole trip with your parents at Walmart and you were like, French fries.
Yep. And then when I got rid of it, then it was the salami slices from the deli.
Oh yeah, from like the Subways that went in.
Yep.
I've had weird cases of food poisoning.
I've had red meat food poisoning. That one was atrocious. That one lasted 4 days of just hell.
I think my worst one was the shrimp one. That one lasted that one was shortly after the fire too. So I was already displaced, and then I got like 4 days of food poisoning, and I threw up in a restaurant.
Oh, poor thing.
On the way to the bathroom because I thought I was going to die. And the poor waitress had to go get my best friend and be like, I think your friend just like vomited everywhere and now she's in the bathroom. You might want to go check on her. And she's like, okay. Because I told her nothing of how I felt. I just was like, I'm in the bathroom. And then immediately started like projectile vomiting all over the restaurant at the front door. And the bathroom was on the other side of the place.
Courtney.
And then she had to come get me out of the stall.
Did you ever return to that restaurant?
Yeah, actually I did. And the worst
You
part
have
is
such big balls.
well, everyone there knew me.
Oh,
it was
God.
like a local restaurant that everyone goes to when we were like growing up, and so all of the wait staff and like everybody knew who I was. That was even the best part about it, because they knew me. They didn't know the person I was with because she didn't grow up with us.
Yeah.
And so they had to go get me out of the bathroom, and then like as I have to walk past out the front door, past where I like died twice, and then go back. I had no car because the car was in the fire.
Oh yeah.
So she had to
Melted
drive
to the
me.
driveway.
And so as we're driving, she had to pull over every 5 seconds because I kept projectile vomiting out of the car. And the drive back to the house was like only like 6 minutes, and I think it took like 25 to 30 minutes. And her calling my parents, I think Courtney's dying.
That's amazing.
It was really bad.
That's amazing.
I get there, my parents are like, it's not that bad, and then they see me when I get there, and she was like, it's bad, and then they're like, oh God, she's see-through. It was great.
See, I just locked myself in the bathroom and just died.
Nothing works when it gets to food poisoning. Like,
No,
you can't take anything that'll make it better.
You just literally suffer and hope for a quick death.
You either wait for it to pass or you're like wanting to just like get so bad in dehydration where you have to go to the emergency room.
Yep.
No, there's definitely been some instances of that. So zombie apocalypse.
I know, that was a huge tangent there.
Well, it went to like if you had allergies to
yeah.
what you're eating. That is because technically all your normal body functions like die when a virus takes over.
Yeah, they don't have to go to the bathroom anymore. So what happens to their like the food in the belly? Like the stomach acid. You know, I got questions that none of these zombie movies or programs
actually giving us answers to, but we keep trying to recreate dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Which is more likely to happen? Zombie apocalypse or dinosaurs coming back to life?
Zombie or a freaking dinosaur attack.
Probably, because they've already recreated the mammoth gene in the rats thing.
They're so cute. It's mice. They made mammoth mice.
They're really nice guys.
No, they put the mammoth gene inside of a mouse, and it grew woolly hair, so it's a woolly mouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's adorable. Could you imagine if it had little tusks?
But they would probably grow out of like the wrong place too. They would be like out of like the ears and not the
horns.
mouth.
Right at the forehead.
Genetics freak me out. Genetics might freak me out more than zombies.
Oh yeah, because genetics is weird.
Oh, so many things that
it doesn't make sense.
Well, also there's so many things that can be like manipulated or changed, which is even crazier.
Oh yeah.
To like what you want.
Just wait till the day that they're able to like take an embryo and change the eye color.
Can you imagine T-Rex? Hey, I have one suggestion.
Longer arms. Give me full reach.
Give me full reach.
Please.
I don't even need them proportioned to my body.
No.
I just need this.
They're supposed to be wings.
Yeah. That's fine. I think they would still prefer wings.
Could you imagine
possibly, like,
Could you imagine those big monstrosities in the air?
What if what we don't know about them is that they're like bumblebees? Their wings could still carry them, even though they didn't know they were too small to.
Now I just see T-Rexes haphazardly flying.
They fly like this, though. Because they can't do it the other way.
They're really good at going down.
That's the meteor that... Wow, we just clicked that at the same time. With that, Maniacs, we are so happy you joined our theories.
Thank you for following us this week. We will see you next time on our crazy adventures.